mark the recess using my jaw templates for a recess. And we want it right about there. Double check that. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and use this bowl gouge to open this up some, and then we're going to use a dovetail tool. Okay, here's a close-up of the reground dovetail tool. It's shaped at a slight angle in order that I could angle it away if the live center tailstock was in the way. And what we're going to do is going to come over here and just sweep it into the corner. It doesn't have to be very deep. We're looking at somewhere between a 1/16 and 3/32 of an inch. I don't want it too deep because I don't want it to really interfere with the design or us being able to hollow out the other side. So I'm going to raise this up just a little bit. Okay, one of the main things we're looking for is we want a nice clean shoulder on here and down in there, and I think that will got a little bit of an edge there I want to get rid of. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and sand this up a little bit and put a couple of decorative grooves there. We'll do that off camera. Okay, again using our point tool, we're just going to put just a couple of little decorative rings there. We could sign our name in between them. That just kind of disguises the dovetail recess just a little bit. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and take this off the chuck and reverse it. The woodworm screw is a good strong way to hold things if used properly. Nice. Didn't make them too large. I'm going to hold it flat, turn it a little bit as we tighten up. We're not going to really crank down, we're just going to make it snug. The dovetail will hold it very well. Now we've got to transfer this size to that. And I'm going to do that with dividers. We'll make it just a little bit smaller, just to be on the safe side. And we're going to insert this side in the wood, watching this side to make sure it doesn't get in there, because you don't want it flung over to you. And we're just going to move this until this lines up with that. We're not going to go very fast. Alright, so we're going to roughly... Actually, I think I like a pencil better. We're going to use a pencil and then double check it. Okay. This recess is not going to be very deep. We're initially going to make a very snug recess so we can use this as a jam chuck. I'm going to simply use the parting tool. See if we got sized properly. A little small. That's okay. I'll come back. I'll switch to a box scraper. I think I'll get a little better edge lining that up. We don't want to rush this jam chuck. Well, too loose. So I think I'm going to explore alternatives. Okay, wood turning is all about problem solving. Since I got this a little too loose to use as a jam chuck, we're going to take this off. We're going to simply use a larger chuck in compression mode. I'm going to use my Titan chuck. And we'll wrap this with a couple of pieces of painter's tape just to protect the surface. That's the only reason. Had I cut those grooves slightly differently, matter of fact, let me think about that. Actually, that may work. We'll see if we can't grip it in that groove. Doesn't take much because of that. Yeah, that'll do just fine. So we'll go ahead and finish decorating the knob here. It's running very true. There's an old saying, more balls you hit, the luckier you get. So we're going to come down here, very light cuts. And I think we're going to call that good. We're going to touch that up with sandpaper, take it off, and get back to working on the bottom. Okay, so now we have this rechucked. We're going to shape this back just a little bit, give it a slight curve. Then we're going to open up this bowl. So we're going to use a bowl gouge, small bowl gouge for. I want to get a sharper tool. Like that ridge. I think I'm going to do a slight pull cut. A little bit more and then it'll sand up nicely. Okay, now we're going to hollow this out, and we're going to come back about there. Is where we're going to start our bowl, and have this little lip for the lid to ride in. So we're going to let the depth of that depth drill mark the bottom of our bowl, and I think we got a pretty good edge there. We can clean that up just a little bit more, maybe touch it up with a small scraper. And I think that's a nice finish. Let's see if that recess is deep enough for what we want to accomplish with the bowl. We want a loose one-handed fit, so I think that's good. I think we want to bring that recess down just a little bit using our box scraper. There. Sanding will clean up those frizzies. So that's nice. I think that's a nice fit. Now, to get air to this, we're going to have to put a couple of holes around the edge, and we'll do that. I'll do a little sanding, and we'll be done, other than for the finishing. Okay, I've marked two locations for vent holes. I'm just going to cut a tiny little notch, and then we're going to use a Dremel sander. So we're simply just going to take this and just sand the slot in it, each slot. I'll have to replace this little sanding wheel, I think. So let's do that. Anyway, you see what I'm doing with that, and I'll go ahead and finish it. Okay, here's our finished box. With our weep holes, I used a little Dremel small sanding brush so we've got weep holes where we get some ventilation through both sides, and I think with a coat of finish on there, I think this will be very nice. So basically, this was just a little simple box. But I think the only real difference is the way we normally make a box is the screw chuck and the woodworm screw and using a recess for the bottom. I think it turned out nice. So I'm going to put a couple of coats of antique oil on it, and I think my son and his and daughter-in-law will like it very much. If you like this video, I hope you'll subscribe. Till we meet next time, safe turning.